What's up, Salt Strong Nation? It is time for another Strong Angler of the Week. If you don't know what Strong Angler of the Week is, this is where we pick an awesome post from our community that really stood out, where somebody went fishing with friends or family and just had a great time. This week I have Jason, and he went out and had a great time with one of his friends. Tell me a little bit about that trip, Jason.
Thank you very much, Austin, for having me, and hope you're having a great morning. Me and my buddy Harry, we went ahead and we took the John boat out over to Spruce Creek. Spruce Creek is over in Portland Range in the central part coast of here in Florida, and the conditions were perfect. Humidity was very low. Surprisingly, it was foggy, which that made it even better. And I think the temperature was about 79 or 80. And I right away, first letters that came to my head was Moonwalker. That's the first thing that came to my head. So we went ahead and we launched out. The highest point in tide was, they said, about 8:10. I read the tides from Ponce Inlet. So I'm like, let's do this. So we're heading out there, and both of us are throwing top water. And immediately, once we hit a nice little cove, we can see the reds tailing. They're chasing mullet. There's tons of mullet there swimming around that came into the tide. And then top water immediately. And 7 missed strikes. I mean, twice. The Moonwalker ended up being an acrobat. Twice. I mean, and then at one point there was 2 redfish coming at it at the same time. And at first, 7 missed strikes, my heart's beating so fast. And then maybe in the next 10-20 minutes, and then we started catching some reds. I would say about maybe 10 o'clock, we went ahead, we put the top waters down, and we started going to the bottom. And my first choice was the Paddler Z. That was my choice right there. And the Paddler Z went ahead and was hitting reds. And I'm like, this is great. I know the Paddler Z is working. My second choice was the Power Prong. Wow, dude, this Power Prong, this is no joke. I went ahead and I put one of the Z-Man jig heads on there and caught a awesome jack, which we had to move the boat around the creek to follow it because it wouldn't stop running. So the day ended up being great. We ended up catching some flounder too. Once again, the flounder was on the Paddler Z. So all in all, I was grateful and very blessed that we both caught fish. My friend Harry, he took home a really nice flounder, and it got to about maybe 1 o'clock, 1:30, and like, you know what? We caught all the fish we needed. We just kept the flounder only, let everything else go. Let everything else get big. Catch it again later, and that's it. That was the day.
I love it, man. Out there getting some fish on all these great lures, man. Yeah. I'm glad to see that you're liking them. And you know what? Yeah, all of the baits that you just listed are at the top of my list too, man. So I appreciate that. And I'm glad you guys had an awesome day. What would you say out of the whole trip was the highlight of the trip?
The highlight was the 2 redfish chasing after the Moonwalker. I've never seen 2 redfish come after one topwater at the same time, literally body to body. One pop, another pop, and Moonwalker flying in the air. One comes one more time, pops up, misses, and then I'm like, oh my god! My brain is like running around in a circle. It's like, what's happening? But yeah, that was definitely the top of my day right there. Even though I didn't catch either one of them, it was just cool to have 2 reds at the same time. I try to go after the Moonwalker.
I love it, man. I can only imagine what that must have been like, because you get one redfish that's coming after your top water. The pressure's already on. Like, yeah, you are dialed in and you're just trying to make sure that you do everything that you're supposed to do to get that redfish to hit your top water. So I can only imagine seeing 2 of them coming after it and just like, oh, I bet that was so intense. That's awesome.
and dude, and I'm telling you, I really do think that the Dr. Juice, it played a huge factor a huge factor, because just casting into the water and into that little cul-de-sac that we're casting was just leaving scent trails all around the water, and there was like a little school of reds just kind of like circling around, and I'm like, oh, man, this day couldn't get any more better and crazier.
I love it, man. Yeah, Dr. Juice is awesome. Adding scents to your bait is a game changer. And like you said, there was a lot of bait around. So it could have been a little bit difficult because they had a lot of bait to feed on. That's typically when they'll get a little picky. And the juice can be the difference between, fishing and catching in situations like that. So yeah, I'm totally with you on the Dr. Juice. And I know you haven't been with us for really long, but you've already shared a lot of awesome reports, and we appreciate that big time, man, especially when you're getting out there with friends and family, because that's what it is all about. But I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite thing about Salt Strong so far?
Well, you know what? My favorite thing so far is the community. I mean, the community is the coolest, because it's and I don't even consider the communities a type of social media, because it's beyond that. It's a club, and within a club, you're communicating with a whole bunch of other people that love this sport. It brings a fellowship in, with everybody. This is something we can all talk about, and there's memories we can make new friends. We do meetups with people, say, hey, meet us here at this pier, hey, meet us at this beach. I've seen people do post meetups and everything, which that's awesome. So yeah, and the kindness, the kindness is the best thing about the club. There's so much negativity in the world, and everyone's kind of blinded by fake reality, and this club kind of brings everyone together as friends, and that's what I love about it the most.
Man, I couldn't agree more. 100% my favorite thing about Salt Strong 2. We are so blessed to have so many awesome people that genuinely just want other people to have success. They want to have a positive environment, unlike some of the other social media platforms that you might see, especially when it comes to fishing, and just being real people and helping each other out. And yeah, man, I appreciate that. And what's awesome about that is that's probably the number one, it is the number one response that I get to that question. And so it's just proof, man, that the community is awesome, and having a network of anglers is so important for education and so much, man, even confidence, because if you got somebody else giving you some good advice, when you go fishing, you're going to feel good about it, so every aspect of the community is amazing. I really appreciate that, man. But that's going to wrap it up for this week's Strong Angler of the Week. We really appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much. And anybody else that's watching this video, if you want to win Strong Angler of the Week, just put your family and friend reports in the community, and maybe I'll have you on next week. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Austin. Salt Strong for life, buddy.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live Salt Strong and wear the line today.